Listen, students. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, are you able to see the screen, ma?
Yes, sir.
Then okay, fine. So listen, everyone. Last class we discussed about purification of organic compound, right? Separation techniques of organic compound. So the common techniques. So the common techniques used for the purification of okay, na, what we can use for following techniques. So main we have sublimation process, crystallization, distillation, like chromatography technique. So differential extraction we have. So yesterday's class we explained about sublimation, crystallization, distillation. Okay, na? Yes. So what is the meaning of sublimation? Sublimation nothing but solid substance change from solid to vapor without changing liquid state. The purification techniques based on the sorry above principle is known as sublimation, and also it is used to separate sublime compounds from non-sublimal impurities. So you can separate impurities also. What is the meaning of sublimation process? Nothing but main solid substance change from solid to vapor state without changing liquid state. Next one we have second purification technique is crystallization. So it is one of the most commonly used technique for the purification of solid organic compounds. Purification of solid organic compounds. So it is based on the difference in the solubilities of the compound and the impurities in suitable solvents. So the impurities compound is dissolved in solvent. So whatever impurity compounds will be dissolved in solvent. Dissolved in solvent. So the impure compound is dissolved in solvent in which it is sparingly soluble at room temperature. Okay, na? Yes. At high temperature condition, the solution is concentrated, get nearly saturated solution. On cooling the solution, the pure compound crystallizes and pure compound will be crystallized and is removed by filtration. So filtrate condition, that is mother liquid, contain impurities and small quantities of the compound. If the compound is highly soluble in solvent, so very little soluble in another solvent. Nothing but here you can check it. So you can take solvent and solution. So mixture of solution you can take. So main here, so you can see the removed impurities. How we can remove? Based on the crystallization process. The purification of compound containing impurities of comparable solubilities. Okay, na? Yes, we can do the help of this method. Whatever impurities compounds you can separate by crystallization process. By crystallization process. Next one we have distillation. Distillation condition also we have types: fractional distillation, vacuum distillation. Okay, na? Then you can see the most important one. Okay, na? Fractional distillation, vacuum distillation will be there. Next you can check it here. Under pressure condition, So distillation and the pressure condition can separate, and so many steam distillation also there. Okay, na? Vacuum distillation, steam distillation, fractional distillation, many things will be there. Then distillation condition. So that they're showing in diagram. Diagram condition, what is the arrangement, you can check it. So they're taking round bottom flask. So this is the round bottom flask. This is this is a round bottom flask. Okay na? Next one. So this one is a condenser. That long tube is there. Condenser. That is given condenser. So RB flask is a round bottom flask. This is condenser. Down you are giving flame. So whatever, so some compounds having high boiling point, some compounds having low boiling points. So low boiling points will be evaporated. So moving vapor and cooling, again they convert into liquid. Vapors to liquid conversion is there. So based on the techniques, fractional distillation, vacuum distillation, steam distillation, these all things we have. Next one is differential extraction. When organic compound is present in aqueous medium, so it is separated by shaking. Okay na? So organic solvent in which it is more soluble than in water. So the organic solvent and aqueous solution should be immiscible with each other. So here these two samples, like one is organic compound plus water is there. Water is nothing but aqueous. So differential extraction condition. So if the organic compound is less soluble in the organic solvent, very large quantity of solvent will be required to extract even very small quantity of the compound. So the technique contains extraction is employed such cases. In this technique, some solvent is repeatedly used for the extraction of compound. So you can do the extract. So whatever impurity compounds will be there, you can do extract. Next one is the important technique, chromatography technique. So chromatography is an important technique extensively used to separate mixture into their components. So they sometimes they have a mixture of components. So with help of chromatography technique, you can separate purified compounds, and also and also to test the purity of the compound. The name chromatography is based on Greek word chroma for color, since the method was first used for the separation of colored substance. So chromatography is first we used for the colored compounds separation technique. So whatever color compounds will be there, we can separate with help of chromatography technique. Okay now, chromatography is Greek word, chroma nothing but for color, since this method was first used for the separation of color substance. Okay now, next one is the mixture of substance is applied onto stationary phase. So here main we are using two new words ma. One is stationary phase, next one is mobile phase. Stationary phase, next one is mobile phase. So a stationary phase nothing but which may be solid or liquid, a pure solvent. A mixture of solvents or a gas is allowed to move slowly over the stationary phase. The components of the mixture get gradually separated from one another. The moving phase is called mobile phase. So one is moving phase, that you can say mobile phase. Next one is stable will be there, that is stationary phase. So what is the meaning of stationary phase? Nothing but so look at here. So here listen, what is the meaning of stationary phase? Nothing but which may be solid or liquid, a pure solvent, a mixture of solvents, pure solvent or mixture of solvents. A gas is allowed to move slowly over the stationary phase. The component of the mixture get gradually separated from one another. The moving phase is called mobile phase. The moving phase is called mobile phase, you can say. One is mobile phase, next one you can say stationary phase. Moving one is mobile phase, stable one is stationary phase. Based on the principle involved in chromatography is classified into two types. One is absorption chromatography. Next one is partition chromatography. Absorption, nothing but absorption is based on the fact that different compounds are absorbed on absorbent to different degrees. So commonly used absorbents are silica gel and alumina. So absorbent what you can use silica gel or alumina. So when a mobile phase is allowed to move over stationary phase, that is absorbent, the component of mixture move by varying distance over the stationary phase. So we have the following techniques. What following techniques will be there? You can check it. Chromatography based on main two things ma. One is absorption chromatography. Next one is partition chromatography will be there. So we are have using new two topics, that is one is stationary phase, next one is mobile phase. Mobile phase nothing but moving ma, stationary phase nothing but stable will be there. So stationary phase nothing but you can take solvent, you can take solid or liquid, you can take. Mobile phase nothing but moving, that you can say silica gel or alumina you can take. Okay na? Yes, listen here. Okay na? Yes. So next one is next one you can check it. The components of mixture moving by varying distance over the stationary phase. Following are two main types of chromatography techniques based on the principle differential absorption. One is column chromatography, next one is thin layer chromatography. Under absorption condition again we have two types. One is column chromatography, next one is thin layer chromatography. Column condition, so it involves separation of mixture over a column of absorbent, that you can say stationary phase, packed in glass tube. The column is fitted with a stopcock, stopcock at it is lower end. So what is the end will be there? Stopcock will be there. The mixture absorbed, the absorbent is placed on the top of the absorbent. So column is packed in glass tube. Okay na? So what will happen? But you can see the diagram. Solvent and mixture of compound will be there, gas will be there. So you'll be moving the particles. So ABC mixture will be there. So you can see the second diagram. A and B plus C is the third diagram. ABC will be there separately. So what I am saying here, you can take column chromatography condition. Separation of mixture over column of absorbent. Absorbent nothing but stationary phase. Packed in glass tube. The column is fitted with stopcock at the lower end. So the mixture of absorbent is placed on the top of the absorbent. So column on packed in glass tube. So what will happen? So here liquid or mixture of liquid is allowed to flow down the column slowly, depending upon the degree to which the compounds are absorbed. The compounds are absorbed will be there. The most readily absorbed substances are retained near to top and other comes down to various distance in the column. So you can check it. So most readily absorbed substance will be are retained near to the top. Most readily absorbed compound is top and other will becomes various distance in the column. So they are showing various distance in the column will be there. Next one you can check it, thin layer chromatography, TLC, thin layer chromatography. This is another type of absorption chromatography which involves separation of substance of a mixture over thin layer absorbent. So absorbent coated on glass plate, a thin layer that is around 0.2 mm thickness will be there, that layer of the an absorbent. What is it taking? Absorbent nothing but you can take silica gel or alumina. Is spread over glass plate of suitable size. Suitable size. The plate is known thin layer chromatography of plate. Okay, now, or we can say chroma plate. You can say the solution of the mixture be separated is applied as a small spot about 2 centimeter above one end of the TLC plate. Okay, now, look at the diagram. This is only thin layer chromatography. Chromatography being developed, how it was there. You can take one, yes, glass plate you can take. The plate is simply closed in the jar containing evolvent. As the evolvent raises up the plate, the components of the mixture move along with the evolvent. So you can check it how it was there. Evolvent, you can check it. Okay, na? Yes. To different distance depending upon the degree of absorption. The degree of absorption you can take depends upon the degree of absorption and separation takes place. The relative absorption of each component of the mixture is expressed in terms of retardation factor, that you can say RF. RF equal to distance moved in the substance from baseline, distance moved by the solvent from baseline. Okay, na? One is baseline will be there, one is X, other one is Y you can take. One is baseline. So distance moved by the substance from baseline. Distance moved by the solvent from baseline. One is solvent you can take, other one you can take substance you can take. The spots of colored compounds are visible on TLC plate. So they are showing one color spot they are showing. Color spot. So which the are invisible to the eye, but fluorescence in ultraviolet light can be detected by putting the plate under ultraviolet light. With help of ultraviolet light, 1 minute na. Okay, with help of ultraviolet light you can see by eye, not with so much. With help of ultraviolet light you can see. Ultraviolet light you can check it. Okay, na? Yes. The spots of color compounds are visible on TLC plate due to their original color. Okay, na? Yes. Can be detected by putting the plate under ultraviolet light. The plate you can put under ultraviolet light. Another detection technique is to place the plate in covered jar containing few crystals of iodine. So spots of compound which absorb iodine will show up as a brown spot. Sometimes it will show it also spread on the plate. For example, amino acids may be detected by spraying the plate with ninhydrin solution. Ninhydrin solution. So you can check it spot how it was the color also the showing. First you can put simple dot na. Automatically the dot will be going to spread. The spreading you can see with help of ultraviolet light. Otherwise you can see the with help of ultraviolet light you can check it. Otherwise you can take those, yes, plate in covered jar also you can take. Otherwise spot of compound few crystal of iodine also you can take it. By help of absorption of iodine also you can check it. So second one, partition chromatography. Okay, na? First one is column chromatography. Okay, na? Column chromatography. Next one is thin layer chromatography. Column chromatography or thin layer chromatography. So column chromatography condition again was they explained about types. So what types will be there? Okay, na? Even paper chromatography, partition chromatography also there, thin layer chromatography also there. Thin layer condition, thin layer chromatography TLC. thin layer chromatography will be there. Okay na? Thin layer chromatography. Just 1 minute ma. Yes. So thin layer chromatography, or one more type is yes. So thin layer chromatography condition. So you can take main thin layer chromatography condition. You can take main that layer, you can take thin layer, name only there, thin layer chromatography. So here you can take one paper. You can put the spot, color spot will be there. This color spot will be, you can see with help of ultraviolet light only. You can check it. With help of ultraviolet light. Column chromatography condition, you can take main stationary phase, mobile phase will be there. One is stable, another one is moving. So how it was moving? Like they given clearly, the most readily absorbed substance is so retained near the top. Which will be top will be there? Most readily absorbed compound. And remaining will be there on the various layers will be there. So thin layer condition, you can take main thin layer paper. So you can put the spot that will going to spread. Next one you can check it for partition chromatography. So partition chromatography will be based on based on continuous differential partitions. Nothing but mixture between stationary phase and mobile phase. Paper chromatography is a type of partition chromatography. Paper chromatography, one more name is, yes, you can say partition chromatography. You can take example. So in paper chromatography condition, this is special quality paper is known as chromatography paper. Is used chromatography paper contains water trapped in it, which act as a stationary phase. Okay na? Partition chromatography condition, can take example is paper chromatography. You can take special paper that you can say chromatography paper also you can take. So your stationary phase you can take water trapped, you can take. A strip of chromatography paper is spotted at the base. The solution of the mixture is suspended in the suitable solvent. Suitable solvent or mixture of solvent also you can take. Mixture of solvent also you can take. The solvent is act as the mobile phase. The solvent raises of paper by the capillary action. Capillary action is given. Can the solvent raise up the can paper by capillary action and flows over the spot and flows over the spot. The paper selectively retains different components according to their differentiating portion in the two phases. The paper strip so developed is known as chromatograph. Chromatogram. The spot of the separated colored compounds are visible at different heights from the portion of initial spot of the chromatograph. Okay. So partition chromatography condition, you can take example is paper chromatography. So a type of partition chromatography. So here paper chromatography condition can take special paper ma that you can say chromatography paper you can take. So here cardboard you can take chromatography paper. You can take in jar. So they same thing you can put spot baseline. So how it was that? That will be going to spread same like thin layer chromatography. The spot of the separated color so may be absorbed either under ultraviolet light, ultraviolet light by the use of an appropriate spray reagent as discussed under the thin layer chromatography. Same model only. Paper will be different. Thin layer chromatography condition. What they are taking main thin layer condition. This is another type of absorption chromatography. You can take thin layer as a absorbent coated glass plate. You can take. The thickness will be 0.2 mm of thickness will be there. The glass plate will be 0.2 mm of thickness will be given. 0.2 mm of thickness is given. Okay, that you can take care about. Next one you can check it. Yes. So main remember ma chromatography techniques is it was using for the separation of color compound. So chromatography technique condition we are using main two things. One is stationary phase, and second one is mobile phase. Mobile phase will be stable, stationary mobile phase will be moving, stationary phase will be stable. So mobile phase you can take as a silica gel or aluminum you can take. Okay, stationary phase you can take as a stationary phase you can take solid or liquid you can take. Solid or liquid you can take. So absorption chromatography. And second one is the partition chromatography. Absorption condition we have again types will be the column chromatography, thin layer chromatography. Okay, first chromatography we have two types ma absorption, partition. Absorption condition we have column chromatography and thin layer chromatography. Partition condition we have only paper chromatography we have. Okay, na? That's all about chromatography technique. Next we have percentage of some compounds will be given. Percentage of some compounds. How we can calculate the percentage of each component? You can check it. That you can say qualitative analysis of organic compounds. Qualitative analysis of organic compounds. The elements present in organic compound are carbon and hydrogen. So in addition to these, they may also contain oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, halogen and phosphorus. Okay, na? The elements present in organic compounds are carbon and hydrogen. In addition to these, they may also contain oxygen you can addition, sulfur also addition, nitrogen you can do, halogens and phosphorus. So detection of carbon and hydrogen, detection of other elements like nitrogen, then sulfur, halogen, phosphorus. Very very important, amma. Based on these concepts also they will ask one question in entrance exam. So carbon and hydrogen are detected by carbon and hydrogen also detected by heating method, by heating. So which one you can separate? Carbon and hydrogen condition. With help of heating, you can separate those two compounds, carbon and hydrogen condition. So carbon and hydrogen containing, what you can say that those organic compounds you can say hydrocarbons. Carbon and hydrogen should be the compounds you can say hydrocarbons. So carbon and hydrogen are detected by heating the compound with copper oxide you can take. Copper oxide. So carbon is present in the compound is oxidized to carbon dioxide. So tested with lime water which is developed by turbidity and hydrogen to water tested with anhydrous copper sulfate which is comes with blue. So one is you can tested with anhydrous copper sulfate, another one is tested with lime water. So carbon is tested with lime water ma, hydrogen is tested with anhydrous copper sulfate you are using. So CO2 plus calcium hydroxide you can get calcium carbonate plus water. So water again you are adding copper sulfate ma, you can take copper sulfate dot 5H2O. Next one is detection of other elements will be there. What elements will be there? Test for nitrogen, test for sulfur, test for oxygen, test for halogen, test for nitrogen, phosphorus you can take. So nitrogen, sulfur, halogen, phosphorus present in organic compounds are detected by Lassine test. So elements present in the compound are converted from covalent. So the elements present in the compound are converted from covalent from into the ionic form. By fusing the compound with sodium metal, following reaction takes place. Following reaction takes place. So, yes. So look at here what you can say. Sodium plus carbon plus nitrogen get sodium cyanide. Again, sodium plus sulfur can get Na2S. Again, sodium plus halogen from NaX. So carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and halogen from this method only you can separate. From this technique only you can separate. So look at here. Cyanide, sulfide, halide of sodium so formed on sodium fission extract from fused masses by boiling it with distilled water. So this extent known as sodium fusion extract. Sodium fusion extract. Next one we have test for nitrogen. Sodium fusion extract condition is boiled with iron to sulfate and then acidified with concentrated sulfuric acid. The formation of Persian blue color confirms the presence in the nitrogen. So you can get Persian blue color. So based on the color, you can say the compound containing nitrogen. Sodium cyanide first reacts with iron to sulfate solution and forms sodium hexacyaninoferrate. On heating with concentrated sulfuric acid, some iron 2 ions are oxidized to iron 3 ions. So with react with sodium hexacyaninoferrate to produce iron 3. Iron 3 hexacyaninoferrate. So which is Persian in blue color. Next one we have test for sulfur condition. The sodium fusion extract is acidified with acetic acid. Acidified with acetic acid and lead acetate is added to it. So a black precipitate of lead sulfate indicate the presence of sulfur. So on treating sodium fusion extract with sodium nitroprusside appearance. So sodium nitroprusside will be appearance. Otherwise, so that will be violet color will be further indicate the presence of sulfur. So showing violet color. In case of nitrogen sulfur, both are present organic compound. So sodium thiocyanate is formed. It gives blood red color. It gives blood red color. So no Persian blue since there is no free cyanide ion. So Persian blue color will be there. Yes, there will be no cyanide ions will be there. If sodium fusion is carried out with excess of sodium, with excess of sodium you can take. Next one you can check it. If sodium fusion is carried out with excess of sodium, the thiocyanate is decomposes to yield cyanide and sulfide. So these ions give their usual test. Okay, so the cyanide also you can get and sulfide also can get. Test for sulfur condition you can use sodium fusion extraction test you can take. Sulfur plus lead you can get lead sulfide on treating with sodium fusion extract with sodium nitroprusside. Appearance violet color. Next one we have test for halogens also. So here also can take the sodium fusion extraction is acidified with acid and then treated with silver nitrate solution. White precipitate soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of chlorine. A yellowish precipitate sparingly soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of bromine. The presence of bromine. Okay, na? Yes. First thing is you can prepare sodium fusion extract. So with help of sodium fusion extract, you can do test for nitrogen, test for sulfur, test for halogen, that all things. Test for phosphorus also can do. Okay, na? How we can prepare sodium fusion extraction that we have died. So sodium fusion extraction condition, how we can prepare? It is given. Okay, na? Cyanide, sulfide, and halides of sodium, so formed on sodium fusion, are extracted from the fused mass by boiling it with distilled water. This extract is known as sodium fusion extract. What will be there? Cyanide, sulfide, halide of sodium. Cyanide, sulfide, and halides of sodium, so formed on sodium fusion, are extracted from the fused mass by boiling. So with distilled water can do. So with help of sodium fusion extract, we can do the remaining test also. What test will be the remaining? Test for sulfur, test for halogen, test for phosphorus. Test for sulfur condition, what we can do? Okay, test for sulfur condition. So to sodium fusion extract condition, sodium fusion extract condition is acidified with acetic acid and lead acetate. Is added to it a black color precipitate formed. So sodium fusion extract condition is acidified with acetic acid and lead acetate. Acidified with acetic acid or lead acetate is there. So then black color precipitate will form that you can say lead sulfide, indicate the presence of sulfur. So black color precipitate form, it indicates the compound containing sulfur. On heating with sodium fusion extract with sodium nitroprusside, so violet color will form. So it indicates the presence of sulfur. So violet color can get mean sulfur will be there. Even black color also can get mean sulfur will be there. Next one is in case of nitrogen sulfur both also present. The organic compound sodium thiocyanide is formed. It gives blood red color. Can no Persian blue color ma. So blood red color will form. There is no free cyanide ion. Free cyanide ions will be there, can get Persian blue color. If sodium fusion carried out with excess of sodium, the thiocyanate decompose to yield cyanide or sulfide. These ions give their usual test. Test for halogen condition. The sodium fusion extract is acidified with nitric acid and then treated with silver nitrate. Yeah. When identification of halogen condition can do silver nitrate test. Very, very important. Identification of chlorine or iodine or fluorine or bromine. So whatever halogen test for halogen condition, main you can remember silver nitrate test. A white color precipitate will be formed. Soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows the presence of chlorine. Yellowish precipitate will be there, presence of bromine, and insoluble in ammonium hydroxide shows iodine. So yellow color precipitate insoluble in ammonium hydroxide solid, that you can say iodine. So chlorine condition white color precipitate ma, bromine and iodine condition yellow color precipitate ma. Yellow color precipitate will be formed, but when it was soluble in ammonium hydroxide shows bromine, insoluble in ammonium hydroxide shows iodine. Understood? Yes. If nitrogen sulfur also present in the compound, the sodium fusion first boiled with concentrated nitric acid to decompose cyanide and sulfide of sodium is formed during the Lassine test. So these ions would be otherwise interference with silver nitrate test for halogens. So when the compound containing nitrogen and sulfur will be there, you can separate. Otherwise it will be there, it will be going to interfering. So these ions would be otherwise interference with silver nitrate test for halogen. When you are doing silver nitrate test for halogen, so the sulfur and nitrates also interfere. So that's why you can separate by boiling. By boiled, you can separate nitrogen sulfur. Okay, na? Next one is test for phosphorus. The compound is heated with oxidizing agent, that you can say sodium peroxide. The compound is heated with oxidizing agent, that you can say sodium peroxide. The phosphorus present in the compound is oxidized to phosphate. The solution is boiled with nitric acid and then treated with ammonium molybdate. Okay, when you are doing for test for phosphorus, main important one is ammonium molybdate required. A yellow colorization or precipitate indicates the presence of phosphorus. So ammonium molybdate you can use. The compound is heated with oxidizing agent. What is oxidizing agent? Sodium peroxide. The phosphorus is present in the compound is oxidized to phosphate. The solution is boiled with nitric acid. The solution is, so ammonium malbate solution is uh, okay na, heated with nitric acid. You can get ammonium phosphomalbidate. Okay na? Yeah. So tomorrow class I will discuss about qualitative analysis. I will discuss quantitative analysis. Today I discussed about one is chromatography technique, and the next one is qualitative analysis. Qualitative analysis. Okay na? Yes. Until I doubt the students. Students, until any doubts we have?
No, sir.
Yes. So today I discussed about chromatography technique and qualitative analysis. Once again I will repeat roughly. After then I will continue the class. Okay, I will ask questions also based on those things.